Good morning all of you. Welcome to KANISHKA IAS Academy. This is Saideshwar Rao, faculty in history. As you all are aware of this, general studies plays an important role in clearing the UPSC prelims. We have the three pillars: polity, economy, geography and history. When it comes to history, it is one of the vast and lengthiest subject. And it's a kind of useful instrument for the UPSC to make the paper so difficult. They can go into nook and corners and frame the questions. So to help the aspirants, we have started a new series, History Focus for 2025 Prelims. In this, I have identified a theme called Foreign Travelers. Foreign travelers visited ancient India. Foreign travelers visited ancient India. The first one is Megasthenes. So we all know this. Megasthenes visited India in 300 BC. He was in the court of Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya was the founder of Mauryan dynasty. And he had political conflict with the Seleucus Nicator. In this war, Chandragupta Maurya defeated Seleucus Nicator. Then cordial relations were restored. As a positive gesture, Seleucus Nicator sent Megasthenes as a royal ambassador to the court of Chandragupta Maurya. So Megasthenes, he stayed in the Pataliputra for a long time. When he was in Pataliputra, he observed the Indian society and his experiences were written in the form of Indica. Indica is a valuable source to understand the Mauryan information or Mauryan history, because Megasthenes, he was contemporary to Chandragupta Maurya. That's why it can be called as a primary source to understand the Mauryan history. Now, what he has observed in Pataliputra. He described about the Pataliputra's grandeur in Indica. According to Megasthenes, Pataliputra is a city with 14 kilometers length and 12 kilometers width. It was surrounded by a wooden wall around with 64 gates. It has around 500 towers, and he described about the glory of Pataliputra city. Not only this, he emphasized on the geography, climate, soils and crops that were grown in India. In his observation, he gave certain anomalies also. What were the glaring defects in Megasthenes' observation? And first one is, he stated that in India there were no famines. But it was far from reality, because we have various resources like Ashokan inscriptions, and Ardhashastra written by Kautilya, and one more work, Parishishta Parvan, written by Hemachandra. They are all discussing about the natural famines during the Mauryan period. And one more defect is, he said that in India there was no money lending or usury system. Money lending or usury system. But it was false, because our Vedic literature, Satapatha Brahmana, as well as Buddhist legends and holy scriptures like Vinaya Pitaka, they mentioned about the money lending activity. So though money lending was present, he could not observe this. He said that in India money lending was absent. And one more misinterpretation was Indians had no habit of drinking alcohol. Indians had no habit of drinking alcohol. But our Vedic literature discussed about the Soma and Sura. So there is no correlation between the indigenous literature and the Megasthenes observation. Not only this, according to Megasthenes Indica, crimes were rare. Crimes were rare in Mauryan period. If crimes were rare in Mauryan period, why Mauryans had followed such a harsh criminal justice system? Severe punishments were given for the criminals. That was discussed in the Ardhashastra. So it's a defect in the Megasthenes observation. And one more thing is, according to Megasthenes, Indian society has 7 classes. But we have the Varna system, Chaturvarna, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. But he mentioned only 7 classes. One is philosophers, second one is soldiers, third one is artisans, fourth one is cattle herders, fifth one is peasants or farmers, sixth one is councillors, seventh one is magistrates. So this is what his observation. He did not mention about the Chaturvarna system that was very much ingrained in the Indian society. And one more thing is, he discussed about the administrative officers and officers who were working in the rural areas, they were called as agronomi, and officers who are working in the urban areas, they are called as astronomi. So, and it is one of the interesting aspect. But why Megasthenes misunderstood the Indian society? There are certain reasons. One thing is, he was a royal ambassador. He was not a monk, he was not a trader. As he was a royal ambassador, he was confined only to Pataliputra. And there was a social and geographical restrictions were imposed. That's why he could not properly understand the Indian society. And one more thing is, the original Indica text was absent. Whatever the information we got about Indica, that was fragmented versions from the later Greek and Roman writers. And third thing is there was a double filtration. Whatever the information we are getting about the Indica, that was from the perspective of later Greek historians. Okay, that's all about the Megasthenes Indica. Thank you.